Hey, friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Christian Business Advantage podcast. I'm your host, Alyssa, and today we are wrapping up our series for the month of July on the topic of the mid-year business reset. So over the past few weeks, we have spent time reflecting on the first half of the year, letting go of things that aren't serving our business as well, and creating a focused plan for the months ahead. So today, I want to talk about something that I think everyone wants. We all want to finish the year strong. But here's the problem. Many people hear finish strong and immediately think, I need to work harder. More hours, more content, more hustle. But I don't believe that's what finishing strong looks like. I believe that finishing strong means staying faithful to what God has called you to do, without sacrificing your health, your family, or your relationship with God along the way. So, remember, finishing strong isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters most. So, remember your priorities. Last week, we talked about setting priorities for the next 12 weeks instead of trying to tackle everything before December. This week is about protecting those priorities. So the biggest threat to your plan probably won't be failure. It'll be distraction. Every week, there will be new opportunities, new ideas, new tools, new social media trends, new requests from other people. And the question isn't whether those opportunities will come. The question is whether they'll move you closer to the mission that God has given you. Every yes should support the priorities you've already identified. If it doesn't, it's okay to say no. After all, we are about to prepare for a busier fall season. For many of us, authors, speakers, and Christian entrepreneurs, the second half of the year is often the busiest. Book launches, holiday promotions, conferences, speaking events, planning for the new year. So rather than waiting until everything feels urgent, take some time now to prepare. Asking yourself, what launches are coming up? What content can I create ahead of time? What projects need to be completed before the holidays begin? What can I delegate now instead of waiting until I'm feeling overwhelmed? So preparation creates margin, and margin will reduce your stress. So build some systems now that support you. One reason we often burn out is because we keep recreating the same work over and over again. Instead of asking ourselves, how can I work harder? You must ask yourself, how can I build a system for this? Could your podcast workflow be documented? Could your emails be put into a template that you can reuse? Could you batch some of your social media? Could reoccurring tasks become checklists instead of decisions? Every system you create today saves you time tomorrow. But remember, systems aren't about removing the personal touch. They're about removing the unnecessary decisions that you have to make that are going to require more energy for the work that only you can do. So we have to protect our time and our energy. One lesson I've learned over the years is that your calendar reflects your priorities. So if you put so much on your calendar that every hour is spoken for, then you have no room for that creativity, for prayer, or unexpected opportunities. So you want to leave some margin or white space there, room for that. So protect time to think, to rest, to spend time with your family, to spend time with the Lord. Rest isn't a reward after finishing your work. It's part of how God designed you to faithfully work over the long term. So you can't pour into others if you're constantly running on empty. So remember that progress over perfection. As the year winds down, it's tempting to focus on everything that you haven't accomplished. But instead, celebrate the progress that you've made. Maybe your business doesn't look like you imagined it would back in January, but that's okay. Maybe God redirected your path. Maybe He taught you a little bit of patience. Maybe He opened some doors that you never expected. But faithfulness isn't measured by checking off a box. It's by obedience. So success isn't always about bigger numbers. Sometimes it's about simply doing what God has called you to. So as Christian business owners, our goal isn't simply to build successful businesses. It's to steward them well. And that means making wise decisions, serving people with excellence, using your gifts, and trusting God with the results. Remember, Colossians 3:23 reminds us, whatever you do, work it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. And that's what finishing strong really looks like. Not striving for perfection, not chasing someone else's definition of success, but simply showing up faithfully each day and doing the work that God has for you. So as we close this series, I'd like to leave you with a challenge. Take a look at your calendar for the next 12 weeks and ask yourself, what matters most? What can wait? What needs to be removed? What habits will help me to stay faithful? And then commit to protecting your priorities. You don't have to finish the year exhausted to finish it well. In fact, I believe the strongest finish comes from consistency, intentionality, and faithfulness. So I want to thank you for joining me throughout this mid-year business reset. And I hope these episodes have encouraged you to reflect, refocus, and move into the second half of the year with greater confidence and clarity. If it's been helpful to you, I would love it if you would share it with someone else who could use a fresh perspective. But as always, thank you for listening.